Hey everyone, okay, so today I'm going to be showing you on my face the areas to bake. Now baking is still a thing, and it should be, because it can produce some beautiful results. The thing that you're going to need to be wary about is where you bake. So I'll go over the areas to bake, and then I'll kind of clarify areas where it may not be the best idea to apply that product. Now with baking, you are applying excess powder in a much lighter tone to create a subtle highlight effect. The first place would be underneath the cheekbones. This would be a great place to bake, and it can produce a really pretty result, really quite pretty. The next area would be the sides of the nose. So I'll do both sides because it'll make for a nice thumbnail. And you can instantly see by applying that there how the nose suddenly takes on a much more narrow appearance. The next side or next position would be on the outside portion of the eye. And this will visually lift and pull that area up and just give it a really nice lifted effect. Outside corner of the lips here, a really good area to bake. Another area to bake, if you wish, is just above. I got to get some powder out of this bloody thing. 1 second. Okay, another place to bake is above the arch of the eyebrow. These tend to be the key areas to bake on one's face. However, now that we've got the demonstration part here, we need to talk about areas that may not be good for you. So with baking, you're applying an excess amount of powder, and powder can oftentimes make the skin or make wrinkles or lines appear deeper than they actually are, because they're kind of dehydrating the skin. Now, baking underneath the entire eye area, and we'll do it here, may not be the best idea depending on your age, because it can make this area just look more dry and more wrinkled. However, it will photograph very beautifully. So you need to weigh up the pros and cons. But generally speaking, this area tends to be avoided if you have excess lines there or fine lines. I certainly would avoid it because it just would not be a good look. Right here on the outside corner can do an amazing thing by lifting. However, if there is excess lines in this area, you're better to avoid it and just use a cream there instead of using a powder. Again, the same principle applies with the fact that we're talking about lines and wrinkles. Above your eyebrows, generally a great area and can make a nice visual lift to the eye, really can. Sides of the nose tends to work really well on most people. It's a great area. And underneath the cheekbones, unless the area is heavily lined, it will look really, really beautiful. So let's just dust off some of this shit, shall we? It just leaves a very subtle kind of effect to the face. It really does. This effect has been going on for decades. I saw a recent video, like a makeup tutorial done in the 40s, and they were doing the exact same thing. There is nothing new, I'm afraid. There really isn't. Just dust that off. And the sides of the nose. I don't know whether you'll see in the camera, but just some subtle highlighting of those areas can make a big difference. I mean, this side is definitely brighter, at least in my mirror, than the side that I did not bake. But again, you've always got that trade-off, especially with powder, as to how much skin movement you've got and how much you care about those areas kind of being slightly more pronounced. It's entirely up to you, but baking is still a thing, and it's a great thing, and one that I highly recommend, especially when done strategically in places where you're talking about lifting the face and enhancing your already beautiful features. Let me know if you love baking in the comment section below, or if you avoid it and why, and I'll read them. Thank you so much. Bye bye.